use some donuts right now.
Good morning. Matt's looking for donuts, and we're looking for gas prices.
Cheap ones anyway.
Yeah, good luck with
Nothing
the gas.
cheap with the gas prices.
Anyway, donuts, you might have better luck. We'll look at the outlook for gas prices for you, and also the update that we have from Muskegon Heights as they investigate two murders in the last week, but one in particular that they have some more information on. So we'll get to all of that as we start Daybreak Plus on a Friday.
Friday, March 6th.
Yeah, here we are.
Marching along.
Marching along. Matt's all smiles this morning. Well, okay. Matt no longer has an ingrown toenawe'll. If that's too much
That'll make you
information,
smile.
I'm sorry. And we'll get to that in just a second. A quick reminder, though. We're going to transition from ingrown toenails to this. You need to know this. If you get on 94, usually, or you're planning to this weekend, 6 miles of it will be shut down this weekend, starting tonight at 7 until Sunday morning.
Yep. Hope to get it all done by Sunday morning, but they've already closed the bridge there. Traffic going to be rerouted in several areas, and avoid that area if you can.
So bridge demo, it's the M66 bridge, right? Right in here.
Remember, there it is, M66, yeah.
So from I-194 all the way over past Michigan Avenue, they're going to shut 94 down. So exit ramps and things like that will be shut down as well. So consider yourselves warned.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And here's Matt Kirkwood's foot.
That came up. I'm like, what is that? Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's my hairy leg
That's
and foot.
my hairy legs. Apologies to the
His
viewers
first
out there.
pedicure.
My first pedi.
Give us the bottom line. How was it?
I loved it, man. The chairs you get to sit in, it's like full massage, and just chilling there, and then a foot massage and a little sugar scrub. But what I didn't realize, one of my big toes there had an ingrown toenail. And everything felt great until she got to that ingrown toenail. I was like, oh, that hurts so bad. I'm just trying to hold it down, like beating up sweat.
Try not to cry.
Are you ticklish?
Yes.
So when they're doing the bottom of your foot, were you like,
Yes.
or was that fine?
No. Every time they touched the bottom of my foot, especially in the center, I just looked at, my daughter was next to me, and I just started laughing.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that sensation down there.
I have a video from when I took Kathleen for her first pedicure, and she's just giggling when they're doing the bottom scrub or whatever.
She enjoy it?
Yeah, she liked it, but she just, it's, once you break, not character, but like, once you start laughing when someone's touching your foot, you can't, it's hard to reel it back in.
Right.
I don't know.
And you see the colors the color I picked out for my nails? I went with coral.
Coral. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
You go clear? Go clear?
I did nothing.
No polish.
I
no
went
polish.
naked. So yeah, no polish.
A lot of men get pedicures though.
I'm
been a
finding
while
that
since
out.
I've had one.
My buddy told me that the other day too. I was like, I didn't know that.
Take care of all the calluses and ingrown toenails.
Mani,
and
petty, facial.
I told my snowmobile guy in my group, I said, this is what we should do before we go.
You should do it after.
Right there, yeah.
After.
There you go.
And things you didn't know about Matt Kirkwood. Now you know.
Now we
Took
know.
55 years, but finally
But he
did it.
got one.
So Matt, what do you think the weather headline is today? And I'll type it in here.
Yeah, chance of storms. Fog early, storms this afternoon. Rolling our direction as we speak.
Look at that. Chance
Just
of
like
storms.
that.
Yeah, there's
put it
fog
up.
we have to contend with. It's quite widespread this morning. There's no fog advisories, at least not as of yet, last I checked. But nonetheless, it's just another one of those days. I mean, it's already mid-morning, and you're going to want to make sure with the light, daylight arriving, drive your lights on. That's one of my pet peeves when I see someone in a gray car, white car, without any lights on, going in a fog bank. I'm like, what? Come on, man.
It's easy to forget about it. A lot of cars, like newer cars, are
have the automatic,
yeah.
which is
I
nice.
don't want to say idiot proof. That's not kind.
That's not kind.
They're
Non-common sense
planning proof. I don't know.
But you can see some of that fog
Probably
out there.
Yeah, that's real foggy.
Yeah. But the focus is not just the storms, but the warm temperatures. You know, this time of year, when you get those warm temperatures, it's inevitable. We almost always see storms. That's the case today. Already 58 in Indianapolis. Chicago right now is 45. They're going to go in the 70s today. Very good bet of going in the 70s.
Wow.
So this is kind of the breakout. I'm a little hesitant. I don't think our counties to the north will quite make 60. Like you've noticed the 59, Howard City, Big Rapids. The reason why is a lot of times when we have thunderstorms coming in, it suppresses the warm front moving north. That's the play going on right now. We'll have to see how far north that warm front
That's
gets.
a cool graphic, though.
Yeah, and we I think low to mid 60s, pretty good bet up into the I-96 corridor, but I think up around Grand Rapids will be right where that cutoff is. Very good chance Kalamazoo southward, temperatures well into the 60s. Could we see a 70 right along the Michigan-Indiana state line? I think so, yeah. Right now, Browning to view, you can see that warm front off to the south, kind of splitting Indiana and also Illinois. And that's where the focus of those thunderstorms are right now, and they're chugging in our direction. Looks like I've been watching upstream. I haven't seen anything severe, so hopefully that will continue to be the trend as these thunderstorms track into West Michigan. It looks like sometime right around the noon hour, maybe even a little bit before that. So we'll keep an eye on that. Nonetheless, this is how it plays out with this high-resolution forecast model. There's a snapshot at noon. You can see those thunderstorms moving on shore, about howling northward and kind of in and out, especially Grand Rapids northward. Now, at 6 o'clock, though, we could get some pretty decent cells out there, like that one in the Benton Harbor area, pretty close to Dowagiac. That one could be severe. That kind of has a signature of that, so we'll have to keep a close eye on that one. And right on through the rest of the evening hours. Then I think we'll get a little bit of a lull for much of the night before another round of thunderstorms with a cold front moves in for Saturday morning. That could bring in more chances of maybe an isolated severe thunderstorm. Once the front clears through, the bulk of the rain will come to an end. Most of the afternoon will be dry, will be kind of in a drying out mode. And at the same time, temperatures will fall from around 60 degrees to the 40s by sunset tomorrow. Now, 60 million people actually involved in at least some type of severe weather risk. You can see that risk is certainly greater in the Central Plains. We're in a 1 out of 5 category. But anytime you have a warm front into the area, what happened to my severe risk? Did I already show that? Anyway, anytime we have a warm front into the area, just the way the winds are kind of veering, we call it, we at least have to include a chance of a tornado. But the greater threat will be, straight line winds out of this. And the time frame, noon today all the way until early tomorrow morning. Rainfall, yeah, we could get some heavy rain out of this. Some areas could exceed an inch of rain. Notice that Ionia, a little over an inch. Even though it has Ionia giving an inch, anybody could really see that. Forecast models aren't that good at saying, okay, it's going to be an inch here and not an inch there, spatially. 8-day forecast featuring a pretty nice end to the weekend. 50, some sunshine. It's going to be breezy as we spring ahead. And then Monday looks like probably to me the nicest day in the 8-day forecast. And then the big change I made is there's going to be a sneaky cold front that was supposed to wait until Wednesday, as of yesterday, that's what it looked like. I think it's going to move through on Tuesday, knocking our temperatures down. Remember yesterday I said we could maybe hit 70 on Tuesday? That's not going to happen.
Okay.
No.
So it will start warmer Tuesday, but then it will drop?
I think Tuesday is just going to remain kind of chilly. I actually had 58 degrees. Looks too warm to me at this point, but I didn't want to crush everybody's spirit.
Wait till tomorrow to crush your spirit.
Yeah, right. Then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that's the transition. Pattern change arrives right around Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Yeah, you wouldn't want an 8-day in March without snow, right? Thunderstorms, snow. Boy, does that look like March or what?
It sure does.
Yeah, and it looks like that pattern.
You promised it would come.
I don't know why they say in like a lion, out like a lamb. March is just confused always.
Yeah, it's a helter-skelter month. And then you have the cold residing over the Great Lakes. That's 14th through the 20th, and a wet pattern. So snow, rain, snow mix. March is notorious for bringing wintry mixes, and ice.
Yeah.
Even in early April. So
cool.
Sorry, George, took those 70s out for you, man. I didn't want to do it, but
yeah.
Wah, wah.
Well, I'll take the 50s and 60s for the moment.
Yeah, especially considering
even with a little rain, that's okay.
Especially what's considering or what's coming.
Yeah.
Colder temperatures.
Any weekend plans?
Yeah, driving to Florida today.
Oh, you're off
that's
next
right.
week.
Yeah, Indian Beach, Florida.
Well, that's fun
Yep,
for you.
long drive. What's
What do you
that?
do?
I said that's fun for you. Not the drive part. The
I actually
Florida
like
part.
road trips,
Yeah, those are fun. They
Yeah.
can be fun.
especially if they're nice areas, like the Appalachians. Kind of
Yeah.
fun to drive through there. I don't
If you're
know
not in
about
a hurry.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
A little traffic.
Yeah, but we should hit it right Saturday morning. I wouldn't think it'd be too crazy.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Well, safe travels.
Thank you.
Have a good
See
trip.
ya
Thank you.
in a week.
Yeah, it might be a little darker next time.
I guess I won't see you in a week. See you in a week and a half.
Next Monday. Not this Monday. Following Monday.
Week from Monday. Okay. Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right, we have more to get to still ahead here, including all this talk about gas prices, right?
Gas prices, boy. $3.39. That seems to be pretty common when you're driving around.
Yeah, so we'll check in with Tessa Kresh. She's looking at all the gas prices in the region and the outlook for the next few weeks. That's coming up. All right, we're back.
Welcome back on a Friday morning.
It is Friday, and we have a fun Friday segment, but not yet. First, we want to talk about gas prices, which they're not great.
They're going up, up, up.
They're going up. Tessa Kresh went out this morning to show what the gas prices are. She also talked to a gas price analyst.
Gas buddy.
Yes, buddy. Yeah, so here's her report from this morning.
You may have noticed it has been a lot pricier at the pump, and that's being reflected right where I am this morning here on Michigan and Fuller. You can see at Speedway and Shell it is $3.39 per gallon. That's actually the average that West Michigan has been seeing this week. According to Patrick DeHaan from Gas Buddy, those prices could continue to climb, possibly reaching around $3.49 by the start of next week. There are many reasons behind the jump, the big one being the war in the Middle East. DeHaan says about 20 million barrels of oil each day are not able to reach consumers because refineries overseas are having trouble accessing Middle Eastern crude. But he says this is not a reason to panic. One of the last big spikes West Michigan saw was nearly 4 years ago. After Russia invaded Ukraine, gas prices climbed to more than $5 per gallon. This time, he doesn't expect prices to go above $4 since this situation is impacting only the supply and not the demand.
We've seen far more significant spikes in prices. This is not hurricane type material. This isn't even as bad as a refinery shutting down unexpectedly when prices spike dramatically overnight. Based on where we are now, we can expect continued modest increases every week or so. And this is not going to be a record-setting event either.
But it's not just the gas prices being impacted. As you can probably tell, diesel prices are pretty high. Right here at the Speedway, it's $4.79. These levels are the highest levels we've been seeing for diesel since late 2023, according to DeHaan. In Grand Rapids, Tessa Kresh, News 8.
Yeah, I paid $2.76 a couple days ago.
Oh, that's good. I filled up at that Speedway where she was for
Yeah.
$3.39.
Man, sorry. Okay, we do have an update this morning from Muskegon Heights Police. This is really the first official information we have from Muskegon Heights Police about the shootings that happened this week. And what they told us was that they questioned 4 people.
This is the case involving the shooting of Robert Fletcher Jr. Police questioned 4 people, all men from the Muskegon area. 3 were released. 1 is being held on an unrelated warrant, but they're all persons of interest in this case.
This is what the chief told us.
Could become suspects. The investigation is still ongoing. It was some evidence collected from the vehicle and also from an apartment over in Grand Rapids. So we have some strong leads in that case. Having this conversation and hearing people say they want to be involved and they want to know what they can do to help is assuring that we will get better.
So as he said, they're persons of interest, but they could become suspects. They're not ready to make that declaration at this point. But we talked to him after this town hall that we told you they were going to have last night in Muskegon Heights, which a city councilman and a city delegate had organized.
This went for several hours yesterday, very well attended. I was watching our news coverage yesterday. Adriana Doria was there, and it was a full house.
Yeah, we talked to quite a few people who were at that meeting.
We want to stop the violence, build the village back.
How do we get those kids active and involved so they are not shooting each other at 15 years old?
You gotta listen, because they don't always want us to solve their problems. They want to know somebody listening.
We have to offer those services and those programs for our students because they deserve it. And our kids are so resilient, and they're competitive, and they're performers.
If we get any other information from police about their investigation, which, we expect some updates on this since they haven't formally identified any suspects, and whatever plans they come up with, there'll be more town halls like this as they work on those plans. We'll let you know. The state attorney general is suing to get some information about the possibility for an ICE facility in Romulus, Michigan.
This was neighborhoods in that area.
Yeah, so this would be a large facility in an urban neighborhood. And she wants to know what is that going to mean for the people who live nearby. So the information has not been readily available, so she's had to file this FOIA to get it, and that's working its way through the courts now. Microsoft has a lot of plans for data centers in West Michigan. There are 4 areas right now where executives are looking at building one. But last night they held a meeting in Lowell Township to get people up to date on their plans there.
They are considering 300 acres there for a data center near I-96.
Now, this was a very well-attended meeting. They all have been. They've had to cancel some of these meetings because so many people showed up. They couldn't accommodate everybody, so they were trying to find the right place to hold it. But this one, they were able to accommodate everybody. They weren't necessarily happy with the information that they got, though.
They just have been not forthright with anything. If it's such a great build, why weren't they more forefront with the town, saying this is what we're planning, this is what we're doing with it. So I'm still looking for answers, but at this point, if they asked me to vote today, I'd say no. There's not enough information out there.
The anger started immediately when we were kept from the truth of what's actually going on with that property and non-disclosure agreements and stuff. So that was the main start of this whole thing.
So this is the Lowell Township one, but there are plans for a data center in the city of Lowell, Gaines Township, and Dorr Township as well. There was a meeting in Gaines Township earlier this week. People just have so many questions, and the thing that we keep hearing over and over again is that they don't like that Microsoft wasn't up front to begin with. We didn't know that it was Microsoft, first of all, that was behind the plans. And then there were all these non-disclosure agreements that they had city officials sign. So there's a lot of distrust at this point.
And Microsoft, a spokesperson for Microsoft, says there'll be more of these meetings coming up.
Flashback Friday is coming up. That's what we're getting ready for.
Some big news there.
Big news. Not just for George and myself, but also for the city of Grand Rapids. So we'll take you back in time next. And we're back. Welcome back to Daybreak Plus on a Friday.
Let's get to the birthdays.
Let's do birthdays.
We got a big one starting out.
Shaq.
Da-da.
Happy birthday to Shaquille O'Neal.
3-time NBA title winner with the Lakers, once with the Miami Heat. Obviously a broadcaster now.
Big guy, big birthday.
Lots of commercials. Big birthday
Lots
for
of
you.
commercials. Funny commercials, too.
Yeah.
Connie Britton is 59 today. I think the first time I remember taking note of her was when she was in Nashville.
Right.
The show Nashville.
The show Nashville, Friday Night Lights as well.
And then I was like, oh yeah, Friday
Yeah.
Night Lights. So happy birthday
Happy
to her.
birthday
She's
to
in a lot
you.
of other good things. Tom Arnold is 67 years old today.
I remember him in True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah.
That's one.
I forgot about
I mean,
that.
obviously, he's
That's
a comedian. He's done
That's
other
a throwback.
shows. Way back.
Way back.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
And we have David Gilmour as well.
Lead guitarist for Pink Floyd.
Musician.
80 years old today. Happy
Just another
birthday.
brick in the wall. Okay, are you ready
Let's
for
do it.
a little Flashback Friday?
Yeah, tell me about this headline.
Taking you back to 1901. 01. This is interesting. This is the Grand Rapids Herald, which has not been in production for many decades, but this is what it was. And yeah, there's just some cool things that were going on. This is a closer look at the actual headline. Daniel Campow quit his job.
Oh. Well.
Familiar last name there
That's right.
in downtown.
Downtown, yes.
I have other things. Let's go back to the close-up one because I can show you what I'm talking about here.
All right.
Okay, this. Wait, what am I doing? This
Let's
is
see what we got here.
double box.
Grand Rapids Herald.
Grand Rapids Herald. So just bear with me.
We will.
you have no choice,
You don't have a
Teresa.
choice.
Okay, here's a closer look at some of the writing in here. So James O'Donnell is mentioned for a federal position. The Supreme Court advanced, the name of the city of Detroit versus, I can't read all of this, but there's all these little tidbits from what was happening on this day and during this time. This is a closer look at the cartoon.
The editorial cartoon.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. And then I put this in. So 16 Irish members, upon refusal to leave the house, were forcibly carried out by the police. This was in London. And if you're a fan of the show Downton Abbey, there's talk about, the Irish Revolution and the unrest with the Irish during this time. So that's what I took note of.
Okay.
In the early 1900s, this was going on. So we in Grand Rapids had an article about it in the Grand Rapids Herald. So that's our, that's our Flashback Friday.
Flashback Friday.
This is George's Flashback Friday.
2012 with Olympic champion Michael Phelps. I got to interview him after he was done swimming at the London Games. And he got 4 golds and 2 silvers. And one of the things I'll always remember is he told me he didn't even want to look at water
He didn't
after the Olympics. He didn't want to do so much as go on a beach vacation because he was so tired of training. All those hours in the pool in the early mornings.
I can imagine.
He didn't want to do it. But then again, he came back 4 years later to swim again in the Olympics and won 5 more golds.
No big deal.
Yeah, just a run.
How many people like that have you met?
He is one of one. 28 Olympic medals, 23 gold.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's just unbelievable. And the funny part was, this is when I was working at ESPN. He was a big ESPN fan. Stuart Scott was his favorite ESPN anchor, and so he watched all the time. So we had a good relationship because I followed him through 3 different Olympic Games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Seeing him, just being at the Olympics is great, but getting to see him break all those records,
And you
win
got a
all those
picture,
golds.
which
And I
you
got
don't
a
always
picture.
ask for a picture.
I don't always get pictures, but I got a picture with that one. That's documented.
Here's mine real quick. This is me and my dad. I think this is 2004 maybe. We went there because his cousin was working in the Secret Service. And he said, would you like a tour of the West Wing? And we were like, yes, that would be amazing. And then he said, oh, bad news, I can't do the tour because the president is landing in the Rose Garden in Marine One. So would you like to meet him?
Why not?
We're like, yeah, that would be very cool to meet the president. So we hung out in the Rose Garden and waited, and I did not ask for a picture, George.
So wait, 2004?
This was George W. Bush.
W. Bush, yes.
And I thought it would be rude to ask for a picture, so I
Oh,
didn't.
man.
And we were the first in the line. I thought we were last, but he came to that side first. And then everybody else, of course, asked for a picture, and I didn't. So I did get this picture with my dad, though, looking very grizzly in front of Marine
You
One.
have a great memory there. That's a great memory.
That was
Visiting the White House. I've been
you
there
don't-
once, too.
You don't forget that, right?
With the 1986 Bears.
Did you get a picture?
Went years later. I got a picture of them, but not of me.
Okay.
I think there's a picture of me outside of the White House somewhere.
Well, we'll do that for next time.
My flashback.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us on a Friday.
Yes, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.